This show is sponsored by NYCU OBE.
Hey, your Senpais here. And this podcast will provide you with the ultimate survival guide to your wonderful campus life in NYCU. Hello everyone, welcome to the episode 1 of season 2.
Yay! We didn't get cancelled!
Yay! I'm Elaine.
I'm Jesse.
And I'm Flowey.
Today we'll talk about our job experience. As we're recording, there's going to be a job fair in the NYCU campus called Open House, in which companies will be looking for their potential employees on campus. So I want to ask two of you, do you guys have any job experience?
Out of school or in school?
Maybe out of school first.
I mean, because in school we're actually doing a job right now.
We are currently doing our
Yeah.
job right now, yes.
Yeah, so actually I do.
I do too.
I think I sort of mentioned it in one of the episodes last season.
The translator.
Yeah, the translator, I got censored, so the name of my employed team got like beeped.
Beep.
Yeah, so I worked as a translator, which is not related entirely to what I'm majoring in, but I think it was a rather stat experience, and I think it helped me improve my English and my socialing with coworkers, and also it really made me understand what it's like to be in a group of employees and trying to work together.
So what is the translation job about? Like, what do you need to do?
Well, basically, because I was working in a professional basketball team, so what I need to do is I would translate anything that the head coach said for the local players to understand. And also when local players have questions about what he's talking about, I would also translate Chinese into English so that our head coach would be able to answer the questions. Because our head coach is from Serbia and he only speaks English and, of course, Serbian, but I don't know Serbians.
That's so cool, but I thought you also have some foreign players in your team.
Yeah.
Of course, yeah. But the foreign players, of course, they would understand English. So there won't be, language barrier between the head coach and the foreign players.
But how do they communicate between players?
Since they're all experienced basketball players and they have been playing and working on this sport for half
Years
of their
and
lives.
years.
Yeah. So most of the time, they could just use body language to communicate between themselves on court during games because, I can't follow them all the way through the game, right?
Yeah.
My stamina is not capable of doing that. But yeah, just like what I said, they can basically use body language to communicate within themselves. But the most important thing for me to do is really to translate what the head coach is talking about, because the main language barrier between the head coach
And the local player.
is the local players.
How frequently you need to translate for them? Once a week or?
It's a full-time job, so I would need
Really?
to participate in every practice session and also be a part of their road games, away games, and also, of course, host games. I thought you were talking about like what's the frequency of me translating sentences for sentences.
Oh.
And in that case, it's basically once every 10 seconds.
Well, that's not what I'm asking for, but it's fine.
Well, okay, now you know. It's actually a pretty demanding job as for my English capability and also my saliva. So
Yeah.
Saliva. Okay, sure.
Yeah.
It sounds very challenging to do it.
yeah, because of course I'm not a native speaker and I don't.
Nearly. You're nearly a native.
But I'm not, right?
Say.
So it's still challenging for me to get used to the speed of my head coach speaking and also the pace of me and him collaborating with one another, because sometimes he would just keep on talking and of course I can listen to him after he complete his sentence or his entire paragraph of speech, but most of the time the players would just lose their focus on what the coach is trying to talk about, and that's not what we want. That's not what we want. So I would need to actually listen and speak and translate at the same time so that we can, shorten the period of me translating and thinking, and also we can make our practice sessions more efficient.
Yeah, I agree. Instead of translator, I think your work is more like interpreter.
Yeah.
Like you have
Exactly.
to, do the work. Like very.
Yeah, because there are like special terminologies for basketball games. So
Yeah.
most of the time I will also need to have a profound understanding of the game. In order to do so. Just for the record, I also played basketball back in elementary school, middle school, high school, and now as a hobby as a college student. So I think I know the game pretty well, and also I watch professional basketball games as a interest. Yeah, I guess it's a pretty suitable job for me, but it's just challenging at first.
When you mentioned about this job, you said that you used to have this translator job.
Yeah.
So what's the reason why you quit now?
Oh, that's a really good question. First off, I'm now a senior and I really need time to work on both my senior topic, senior thesis, and also I am preparing to take the GRE and also TOEFL. For applying to schools abroad, and also I need to write all my applications. So that's just really time demanding. Because I'm currently working on my senior thesis and I will need to be in school and be in the lab to gather data and also to consistently have meetings with my professor. So I can't really spend half of my day outside school.
Yeah.
And just being a translator. Of course, if I'm not a senior, I might keep on working as a translator. But right now, since I'm a senior and I don't have that much time, I just decided to quit. But it was a great experience for me though.
Yeah, sounds quite intense, but I think you'll learn a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about you, Flowey?
Oh, I also have job experience, and it happened last summer vacation, which was a few months ago. So I went to the Taiwan Plus, which is a Taiwanese public media, and I went to the programming department. So mainly my job is...
It's called programming.
It's called programming.
Yeah, it's called programming.
So
the TV program. Programming, not the coding program.
Yeah,
it's different.
Confused.
And mainly my job is to do the video editing, social media organizing, or posting some social media posts and coming up with some show ideas. Yeah.
So basically you do marketing and also
editing.
You basically do everything.
Yeah, but mainly video editing.
Oh, so wait, you mentioned that you would need to come up with like posts for their social media. So do you need to write like the content?
Yeah. So maybe we need to come up with some post ideas for Instagram or Thread or Facebook. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Do they have the content for you and you just need to arrange it, or you need to build up from zero?
It depends, but sometimes we would get some shows to promote and we have to come up with some ideas or some related posts. For example, if it's raining today, then we have to find a show related to the rain, to the weather, and then promote it.
So basically, you need to know every category or basically every show that your company has been promoting, and so that you can come up with the best show to promote on whatever day you're trying to refer to.
Yeah, so it was quite hard at the very beginning because we have like 3 interns, and one is me, and one is a Taiwanese American, and one is a Hong Konger. So we didn't know much about Taiwan Plus and their shows. So we basically at the very beginning, we needed to like watch their shows hours and hours and then try to get as much as familiar as we can.
Wow.
This is a summer internship, right?
Yeah, that is a summer internship with no pay.
Wow.
No pay?
Yeah, no pay.
Oh, hell no.
I thought that's illegal.
We gain experience, dude.
Oh, hell no.
We gain experience. It's money
For your
what we are
labor.
chasing for. Yes.
You can't buy a bowl of ramen with experience. You need to pay with New Taiwan dollars.
But I mean, since we're not getting paid, so we don't have to be that stressful. We don't get that much pressure.
Oh.
Is it a
Yeah.
full-time job? Do you have to go there every day?
You can discuss with your mentor. But like for me, I go there 4 days a week and then from 9 to 5. But one thing that I want to share is a very special experience. Do you guys know Joseph Gordon-Levitt?
I've heard of him.
That guy from 500 Days of Summer and Inception.
Okay.
恋下500日 and 全面启动.
Yes. I've
okay.
seen both movies.
Yeah. And because he's an actor, of course, and he's also a founder of a media platform called Hit Record. Like in a brief summary, he wants to have a collaboration with Taiwan Plus. So he came to Taiwan and then he came to the office, my office.
Wow.
And then I saw him in person. And then one of my mentors just accidentally asked me to take a photo for them. So then I just followed the group, Joseph Gordon-Levitt and his team. And then I was in the same elevator with him. Like,
Did you sniff him?
Yeah, within
Oh.
no, I didn't. No, I didn't. Within 10 centimeters.
Oh my
That
god.
close. Oh my goodness.
Did you take a picture with him?
Not really, because I
Oh
was
my
just
God.
an intern. But my mentor did introduce me to him.
Wait, you just said that since you're an intern, you don't have to be that stressful or be in a formal stance of an employee,
Yeah.
right? So that's the reason why you should ask him for like a photo or asking out for dinner.
For dinner?
Yeah, just
That's
making
so
a new
weird.
friend.
Okay, thank you for your suggestion, Jesse. I'll take that into consideration. So that is basically my 10 plus internship experience.
Wait, Flower, what's your major again?
Communication and technology.
So it's
Ah,
kind of
yes.
related.
yeah, it's kind of
Yeah,
related.
kind
It's
of
very
related.
related.
I want to ask you guys a question. Like, how did you get your job? Like, is it through someone's like introducing?
Actually, yeah. For me, I got my job through my middle school basketball coach because one of his friends is also working in the professional basketball team that I worked in, and they're looking for interpreters. And my middle school basketball coach knew that I went to the US for 3 years, my high school years. So he just introduced me to the basketball team, and they just tried me out, and they figured out that, oh, sure, I'm suitable for this job, and they would hire me for the year.
Oh, how about you, Fawi?
I got my internship through application. I saw the application information online and then I applied for that.
Did a lot of people apply for that job?
I don't know about that.
Because it seems to be a really and skill consuming because you need to edit videos, you need to be
Yeah.
able to write out contents that are eye catching. So I guess it's pretty.
But I did learn a lot from the job. I mean, having job experience for me is not to create some anxieties among classmates. The meaning of having a job experience is to know whether I like this job or not. Like to experience the real working field in society. That is the point that I want to have job experience.
Yeah, I totally agree. Because in my case, the job wasn't really related to my major, but I basically just took the job for the sake of having the experience of working like full time. And
Yeah.
in order to know like what it's like to have an actual job and to have the responsibility of being an employee in a company. So I guess that's also a really interesting experience and also an important one. Because as we're graduating college, most of the students, they would apply for jobs directly, or some of the students would go for a master's program and a graduate program. And regardless of which path you're taking, all of them will require collaborating with peer workers or colleagues. So that's really a skill that you need to learn before getting into the field.
Really? Because if you haven't noticed, I haven't shared my job experience. Because I have none.
Then what's the reason of not having a job experience?
My reason is really simple because I want to experience like full campus life. I don't want to be like
I agree.
distracted by works or worry about like money or worry about not having enough time to like do research or do the things I really wanted.
Well, yeah, that's basically what I'm going through now.
Because I actually know I hate working.
Nobody likes working.
Likes to work.
I mean,
Nobody likes to work. That's
I mean,
the
some
only truth
people,
that I
some
find.
people,
Yeah.
due to like nature, like evolution
Yeah.
or something, they might feel more like motivated to have a job, or they will be eager to be an intern in
to
some
get
like
a
big
job
company.
opportunity,
Yeah.
like when they graduate.
But not for me. Like, I think I can survive anyway. Like after
without job
with-
experience.
without job experience, like during college.
Well, I mean, if you have been learning and advancing all your skills as a student and trying to meet the standards of companies that their employees need, I don't think it's really required for or mandatory for a student to apply for a job during their college career.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I guess I just sort of had the opportunity and I just took it.
Yeah.
Me too. I just didn't know what to do during my summer
I
vacation.
mean, if it's fun, then it's alright. But
yeah,
if
it's fun.
if it is a torture, then maybe considering quit the job.
I think the conclusion should be just don't force yourself to have an unhappy job experience.
Yeah, especially
Yeah.
during your college years.
And everyone has
It's
their own
unnecessary.
choice. Like you can consider your own like finance situation. Like if you're super rich, like then why don't you like enjoy your college life more?
Yeah, you don't need to work.
Exactly.
We don't
Yeah.
need to work if we're freaking rich.
Yeah.
I wish I'm freaking rich.
That's the conclusion of today.
Yeah.
And wish we're so rich that we don't have to work like for
Yay.
40 or 50 years
Oh,
in
yeah,
our
please.
life.
Yay.
I mean, if this podcast goes wild and we all like,
Get
can-
super rich.
yeah, and we all become rich because of this podcast, then we can actually fulfill our dream of not working. So please share this podcast to your friends.
I would like to. Okay.
Share, comment, like, and subscribe.
Wait, are we going to talk about some vocabularies?
Vocabularies?
Are we?
Sure. Do you come up with any?
Actually, one. I mentioned language barrier. This phrase, language barrier. Barrier means like
Something that's
隔阂.
blocking
Yeah,
you.
something that's blocking someone to something or something to something. And with language in front of the word barrier, this phrase would indicate that it's the lack of communication or lack of understanding between two individuals because of language. Yeah, so that's basically, that's the only one.
Yeah.
I think I
Language.
also mentioned one word. It's called evolution. And it's what we often said in Chinese, 内卷.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
That's the correct translation of 内卷if you don't know. Yes, Google it right now.
I came up with one to share. I mentioned that the department that I worked as an intern is programming department. And department can be also in the company system. It can be 部门. But in college, it can be 系所.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so I guess that's all for today.
Yeah.
Let's wrap it up.
Thanks for listening.
I'm Elaine.
I'm Elaine. Sorry. I'm Elaine.
I'm Jesse.
And I'm Flowey. Goodbye. See you in the next episode.
Remind you what your name is.
I forgot to say.
Okay. See you in the next episode.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.